streams. Maybe let's just have an overall view of where we are. So, Vincent, your side, you want to discuss?
Yes, I can go first. So I just came out of a meeting with Salesforce.
Yeah.
It's about the data cloud option, right? That we are more or less recommending, and they are obviously also trying to push for that in order to understand the BOM, the bill of material on how they would like to scope that in order to put a price tag on the data cloud. They requested in this follow-up meeting just to also understand the data volume and the data structure. So what I did is I now set up a meeting for tomorrow 5 p.m. and I have forwarded that to you, Anika, and Justin, in hopes that we are able to get as much information as possible by tomorrow, because there are some decisions and some meetings happening, right, in order to get the data volumes and to prepare the data so that we can best advise Salesforce on how they need to structure their data cloud BOM. I don't know how they're structuring it. Are they structuring it on record volumes, subscriptions? I don't know. So we'll have to work together with them. But I guess the initial info that they need are the data volumes, how many Tableau dashboards we will pulling in, how many end users will be using that. So I guess some of those questions we can already answer up front, but I guess data volumes will be a big part in which they rely on our analysis and and the final outcomes. So that's what I am doing. Plus, there is the meeting tomorrow also with Sid, with the architectural review round 2, in which the slide decks from the solution design overview are the main story that I'm going to tell. But this will help us also to close down the loop of we are actually nailing down one of those 3 options, and if it's going to be data cloud, then we can also after hopefully tomorrow or after end of this week taking the next steps of procurement, setting up things, whatever is needed in order to get this topic up and running.
Okay, but by the way, Vincent, I heard from Aditya that data cloud is not even here in Singapore or something.
That is, I forgot to ask that question actually, because I heard that also somewhere, that data cloud is not stored in Singapore. I guess there was a statement somewhere, even Aditya has mentioned that, but I haven't reconfirmed that back with Salesforce, because Salesforce is obviously pushing for data cloud. I hope that they are aware of the fact that their data residency has to be in Singapore. They should. Because even if it's from Aditya is also in connect with Shrey and the Salesforce people separately, right? They have connects. They even had calls yesterday evenings. So I would assume that if it's not brought up yet, Aditya would have definitely brought it up during the conversation.
Exactly, because I thought this was a blocker as to why we're not going with this whole data cloud approach for now. And
right.
Yeah, that's why I'm a little confused about what changed there.
So, but I also heard the same statement. I guess it was even from Aditya. So if Aditya is pivoting towards data cloud right now due to reasonable arguments, right, and a strategic decision, but these topics should have been on his mind. And if he is in conversation also with Salesforce, he should have clarified that as well. But it's a good thing. I had that on my mind, but I forgot to mention it in today's call. But we have a call tomorrow also with Salesforce. Maybe we can just put a check mark on that tomorrow.
Okay, cool. All right, thanks, Vincent. Anika, you want to go next?
Okay, so from my side, what I want to target on doing is, one thing is go through the discovery path, like Val suggested, the WIP and steps of Mizuho, to see if I see anything that needs discussion. I already mentioned a couple of points. That is one. Then I need to update the solution deck that Vincent created for some points on Outlook intake. And what else? So there are some items that I wanted to discuss. Today I discussed some points with Vincent about things like the items which were there under design discussion. So I think we have a clarity on that. Only 1 or 2 items are remaining, like global core and a deep dive on the opportunity capital committee process. And the profiles, roles, permission sets thing. Being the call for that. Correct.
Yeah, that's a big one.
That we need a session for as well. And by the way, my impediment right now is I need also some time to prepare something else, because there's a proposal going on that I'm currently supporting in parallel. So I'm not sure if I'm able to join all your sessions today, like the follow-up sessions from Val, for example, data follow-up, data huddling. I'll try to join, but I might I might have some other things in parallel to do.
Okay. If it's anything big or important, I'll just message you.
Yeah.
Else we can handle.
Okay.
So that's it. And what else?
I guess right now, like, we just got to make sure we have everything we need for sprint one. Like, now at least we have some clear view of what is going to go in sprint
Correct.
one. So we got to
We
just
know
make
the
sure
scope.
that, which I think we have, right? We spoke about the account hierarchy report, the account merge, like, functionality stuff. Fields, I think fields, I will just consolidate everything together. Then tomorrow in our session, I'm going to set up a session with Mizaki-san to go through the sprint plan that we went through and sprint one user stories. So we'll just go through all the fields one last final time as well to make sure we have everything we need
For account. Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Manoj, when do you have that call today, Dipanshi?
It's not today, it's going to be tomorrow morning actually. There's no time today, it's fully packed.
Correct, right, because that's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
And the worst part is she wants to see like a draft of the user stories today so that she has a pre-read before the call tomorrow. So it's like we gotta get everything done like ASAP and send it over to her.
Okay.
But at least this way I can just focus sprint 1 week 1 first. And then if worst case we can have another call for like sprint 1 week 2 with her to refine the rest for affiliated accounts or whatever, right? So we can just focus small.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I think Anika, you're doing a lot of things, but okay,
Yeah,
I guess
I just want to aim for closure of the design items first.
Yeah, makes sense.
The sprint will have its own
Challenges.
Hmm.
Okay. Oh, and one more thing, Anika, I want to check, based on the sprint plan we came up with just now, Nihit actually spoke to me, we got on a call afterwards, and he said, have we factored in things like the build, the testing, the validation, the sprint review, like, so whatever we have proposed now, it's with all that, right?
I mean, there's no other way. If we have to keep everything, if we have to fit everything in, there's no other way. We just have to do it. So see, review and all for fields creation, etc. not an issue. Review will mainly be needed for things like flows, triggers, classes. Yes, that I do understand, but what can we do? We just tried to balance out the complex pieces across sprints, I think, so that we have one complex and then other not so complex things.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, so maybe what we could do is like, for example, sprint 1 week 2, we have like account automations. Maybe we can just do that first in the beginning so that then the test team has time to like test it out, and then in the meantime you can do like fields, your deal fields or whatever. Because those don't really need testing, you know what I mean? Like it's more like you're just creating fields and that's it.
Yeah, that doesn't need testing, I agree. But like, remember, creating objects fields is important to unlock two streams.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So I'm thinking from that angle also.
Balancing act of giving Tableau what they need versus
correct.
Still being okay, right. Okay.
Ideally Tableau should have started a sprint after us.
Yeah. That's true. But okay, never mind. Okay, any blockers? I think, Anika, there's all the calls you need have been scheduled, right? Is there anything else that you need from internally or from Mizaki-san or anything?
So apart from the list that I messaged last night, I still need to go through starting slide 22 in that discovery pack and see. I'll tell you guys what's internal, what's not. So that's what I want to do now.
Okay, cool, yeah. Alright, let's move on to typing then.
So for BI side, we are now nailing down what exactly KPIs required in order to build the reports, especially in Spring 2. For example, you see the P&L across 3 different years with monthly also when you expand the table. So this is what we are trying to put down, that what are the KPIs exactly needed. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay, I just saw your update. That's like a lot of text. Right.
Yeah, I'm going to let you know that, yeah, just finished
Okay.
updated.
Okay. So
Yeah.
KPIs review for reports. Okay, so this will be, that means when you say KPI reviews, you mean like with Mizaki-san, right? Like
Mm,
to run through exactly what they need to see, what they need to measure, and things like that.
yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yes. Also help us to communicate with, align with Anika and the rest as well to understand what exactly we need or missing and so on.
Okay, this is good actually, because Nihid also mentioned to me that we have to kind of talk more about beef up what we are doing for Tableau at Sprint 1, because we can't just say like, oh, we're not doing anything, right? So at least this shows that we have some stuff going on, even though we can't fully start creating dashboards, but at least we're still working on things.
That's right. Yeah, good to hear that.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, a part of from that, we're also working on wireframe finalizing and documentation. So far we have completed the landing page overview design, which is one of the requirements we gathered during the call. Okay. Then another half of this is to reconnect with Misaki-san to understand any feedback after internal discussion or whatever. Okay. Once that also being captured, then I think we can wrap up for our wireframe design documentation already.
Okay, sweet. All right. I'll leave you to setting up those calls or things you need from Misaki-san.
All
You
right.
can just probably send out those emails directly. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. We'll internally align first, then
Yes.
I'll send out. Yep.
Alrighty.
I saw Anika raising hand. Anything to do
Yeah.
with our part 2?
Not related to this.
Okay.
I think you can finish off. Yeah.
Yep, I'm done with that, Debashin. Do let me know any feedback on our field up. It's a bit lengthy because I also put down the expected deliverables as well.
Yeah, no, this is good, right? Because then they can see that, okay, during sprint review, what do they expect to see?
Yeah, that's right. Okay.
And in fact, we can't really say that for Salesforce because we're just enabling, Salesforce is just enabling this, right? So this is good, yeah.
Great. All right, then. I'm good for myself.
Yeah,
Thank
Anika,
you.
you can go.
Yeah. So Dipanshi, just now I think Vincent asked Amir, the SF developer. I think he has a one-day leave on 7th of April. So sprint
Oh
one.
my gosh. Oh, okay. 7 April is week 2.
Week
Week
two.
2 sprint 1.
But that's, I guess, just a doctor's appointment. I'm not sure if he's off the whole day or is it just like a doctor's appointment that he needs to step out for a couple hours.
Oh, okay. That's not sure. Okay.
I mean, honestly, guys, if I have time, I can also help out with like field creation and stuff as much as I can. If we're really that desperate for like support on the dev side, I guess.
Yeah. What I think might happen is first sprint we see how it goes, but I'm just thinking whatever we commit to them now, we'll have to deliver it, right? We cannot move things around, or we will have the.
No, I want to tell them that it's kind of flexible. I want to keep that open. That's kind of the reason why we split it into week-wise rather than like sprint 1, sprint 2, so that it gives us that openness to move things around depending on when we have things available and all of that.
Correct.
Yeah. And this whole data cloud discussion also, it's a few question marks still.
And the thing is, we've kept sprint 5 completely empty for now.
Yeah.
Sprint 5 is not a real sprint in practice, right? And as Anika, you already mentioned, there will be we will have spillover, so don't worry. Sprint 5 will be packed. Even without planning it.
Yeah, you're so right.
Correct.
Actually.
It's anyways hardening plus SIT.
Yeah.
Hey guys, sorry I just late today joined. So how the stand-up done or like still?
Actually, we're just going through like one by one who is working on what and if they have any risks. I think that's probably the best use of this time right now because everyone's like got a lot going on.
Sure, definitely understand. Yeah.
High level go through, yeah.
And Vijay, since you're here, just an update. I updated the dates on your work plan Excel. I had discussed this with Justin and Vincent yesterday. And only for the technical one, right? which has I think a few rows. I think section 2. The dates look okay, but Vincent, is it possible for you to just review the dates on section 2?
I guess I did yesterday as
You already did, right?
And I even marked things completed because that was also outdated.
Correct,
so
correct. Yeah, I saw
good
that.
to go.
Okay.
And this is anyway a working document, right? That is not set in stone. If we see that things are shifting well, then we need to just check the impact on the dependencies. So,
Correct. Okay, thanks.
Okay.
It is as good as it can get right now in WBS.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, let's move on to Justin. Justin, your side.
Yeah, okay. So I'm working on the data files, draw the data files with that is for notebook, getting the whole count for instances. Then to that, probably go and analyze the files, make sure that they are what is expected, and same for the data generation and also work towards for the data mapping. I think data mapping wise and data dictionary, I probably need to work with you to on that.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, then next is probably working on the next step will be on the data transformation rules for the files that require transformation.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. That's all my side.
Okay. Cool. Okay, we have Nicholas here as well. So Nicholas is actually part of the functional team. He's actually Vijay. I'm not sure if you met him yet, but he will be helping out on the test side of things. But for now, obviously, because we are not there yet, he's helping with the user story creations and things.
Okay, hi Nicholas.
And yeah, for the rest of the team, I think you guys might have not met Nicholas. This might be the first call.
I met him in person though.
Oh, right.
No. So I know Nicholas.
Okay, very good. Yeah, so I think Nicholas, I'll catch up with you separately. We have a daily stand-up, the functional one anyway. I'll just catch up with you separately on what you can help me with today. Yeah.
Hey, just one more question, like for the design deliveries, right, on this week, right, that still is on track, right, guys?
You mean the technical design overview?
Yes.
Or because there are two things, maybe just mention. So the technical design overview document, this is the PPT that I've created, which is good. There were comments from last week that I'm factoring in, and then at least from our side, it is first of all done, except for the role hierarchy part, which Anika and myself have to connect. There is another one, which is the detailed design document, the DDD, that Word document that Aditya has shared. I don't know what ETA is on this document. He shared that with us without a specific request. I understand that this is a document that we need to fill out and understood, and this is the format that they provide. But this will definitely not be done by this week. This will be an ongoing task, I would say.
Okay. So we still need.
Yeah, you're right. Actually, Vincent, I spoke to Aditya on this one because he sent a similar functional design document for me to fill in. But then he actually at first wanted me to write user stories in the document. But then he said, okay, you know what, stick with the Excel because it makes a lot more sense. But once the user stories are ready, then we somehow need to bring it over to the Word doc because that's something that they have to send to head office or something like that. So
right.
I guess during some point during the project or towards the end we need to kind of get this like fully completed.
Yeah, that is I guess that is understood. I guess so the template is there and we will plug in all the things that we have so far. Even the solution design document that I'm creating on PPT can also feed into this document.
Exactly.
But there was no clear ETA on this, and I also when also Anika asking me, hey, when do we need to do this? I'm pushing that a little bit to the side right now because we need to get going, and this document we will then fill out along the way, right?
Yes, I think Aditya's okay with that approach. We had the same discussion.
So means this one take time, right? I think not this week.
No, not this week.
Not this week, okay.
This is more like a during project sort of a thing. We just start, we continue filling it,
Sure, and the Tableau dashboard, the design sign up, like they have one more deliverables, right, for this week. Maybe I just share you the screenshot, right? You can see in the group.
Tableau design.
This one is like still, I think I asked Ganesh yesterday. He said still is in progress. He said by this week he can target. Any idea like extent?
I don't think. Okay, wait. Tableau dashboard sign off will not happen yet. Like we've actually just shared the first draft last Friday, like evening to the client, and there's been no follow up since then in terms of, and that was only first draft, so there's still going to be quite a bit of back and forth, I guess. So sign off might not happen this Friday, right, Kagan?
So means the point number 2, right? The sprint one sign off with the switch game we can try, right?
Yeah, that's what our target, but definitely not this Friday.
This Friday. Okay. So I just have an idea like what's going on. Okay. And Vincent, yesterday Nihit shared some like few weekly updates, right? Some of the things need to be followed up. Like that is still with us, our side, or like from the client side, right? Mostly from the key points. Just a second, let me share you.
Yeah, I'm not 100%.
Yeah, the design, like, he asked me the design to be reviewed and backup of Fat PC. What's the plan? So this we have to discuss, right? We need to discuss with Aditya, right? Because that's from client side.
So the bullets that he shared with you, were there a couple? Because he shared a couple bullets also with me. That was the outcome of yesterday's security team meeting. Maybe if we're talking about the same things, I'm not sure.
Let me share repaste the points here in this chat. You can see now.
No, these are different topics designed to be reviewed backup. The backup Fat PC is part of the security team. The network risk team, SRM, cyber is engaged with the original who will ensure operating environment is compliant. The compliance topic is also part of the security risk. So what I'm going to do, Vijay, I'll share with you, I'll forward you the email that I drafted and sent out to Aditya this morning. This had these bullets included because these were all coming out of the security team meeting from yesterday.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so maybe it will feed into that most likely because those bullets look similar, but they're not one-to-one.
Okay. So we have like a covered couple of like points there, right? For this security.
Yeah, we have.
Okay, so mostly that's why I see on the network side and the GCP plan and all these things, part of like infra side, infra and security.
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. I reckon I got an answer. Okay.
All right. I think we have Val here. Val, we were just going around the table to see like who's working on what, and if there's any blockers or anything you need from the rest of the team here. You want to go?
I think whatever I'm working on, it's like together with every one of you. So
Yes.
nothing specifically from my end except for the business stuff, which is fine. And I think I will need to and also like for the change stuff, so I think that's okay. Everything else is together with you, so it's fine.
Okay, awesome.
There is one from Anika,
Yeah.
which is about the calculations, right?
Yeah.
So maybe I can explain them here. If everyone is finished with updates.
Yeah, we're all done.
Okay. All right.
Okay, cool.
So the
Thanks,
three.
team.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, if you want to stay and
Yeah, I
check
think-
the calculations, you can also
Vincent,
stay.
Yeah, Vincent, if possible, can you also stay because I just want to align on what calculations apart
Yes.
from opportunity. Yeah.
Yes, let's go through it.
All right. So first one is TF, right? So trade finance.
Mhm.
There is a trade finance adjustment to the trade finance data that needs to be done. And this session, exactly. So this session is supposed to be with Jen Yan or one of the guys. It hasn't been scheduled yet, so we don't know. How do we adjust yet?
Okay.
Oh,
Do we foresee stuff like that popping up left and right now, going forward?
It has been mentioned for a while. It's just that we have
So we
not
have we haven't
gotten
followed up
to.
yet. Okay.
We have followed up. It hasn't been scheduled yet. So I think for trade finance, I would think it's needed probably for story grooming, right? Like before the trade finance sprint starts.
So,
Correct.
when you say adjustment of amount, right, do you think it's going to be adjustment as in the next month they say that some values need to be updated via data load, or it's like adjustment and a formula level, like a field level formula to do adjustment?
I think what happens is there will be two data files. One is the trade finance amount, and the other one is for the adjustment, right? Either to minus off the either to minus or to sum to the balance, to the trade finance balance.
Okay. Okay. So either it's subtraction or addition.
Yeah. Or every month. Yeah.
Okay, can be done, and we just have to make sure that we have the unique ID in both of them.
Correct.
Because then what we can do is we can load both the kinds of data and just have a formula field which does this simple calculation.
Yeah.
Okay, this time clear.
And then P&L calculation. So exactly what calculation needs to happen in the P&L forecast report is what I mean. So like for example, now we know, right? There is total profit. There is RWA. So to calculate RORA, you need to divide annualized total profit with the RWA. Then you get a RORA.
Right.
So this is
a
one
table
calculation,
level.
right?
Table level. Yeah, this Tableau is going to do. Well,
Okay. Yeah, but I think we still need to have that calculation session, right?
Correct. To have a clarity and note it down. I agree.
Yeah, and then for example, in that table, now we know that there is global core data for the double counts. Is it just minus of things in the global core data, like to confirm that kind of thing? If we are clear, we're good.
Okay, so you mean global core is non-APAC and consolidated is APAC. So do we want to do an what do you say, subtotal for both the regions?
Kind of like because of the double count, right, between the APAC region and the non-APAC region, right, something needs to be minus off to remove the double counting.
Okay, but this minus off thing has to be done only at the aggregated level, right? When they see it in the report, not at the record level.
Yeah, not record level. Yeah.
Fine.
I mean, that's what you guys decide, right? That the calculation will be not on a record level.
Yeah. So like there are two parts. See, when you say P&L forecast report, right? The data the numbers that are picked from opportunity. Remember the calculated fields, the RWA fields.
Yes.
Those will be calculated as apex. That I know of, I'm aware of, right? And the tablet is going to read them up and then aggregate them to come up with the bucketed data. So I knew of this. When you said P&L calculation, I was just confused that apart from opportunity, what is it? But now I understand it is table level aggregation or subtraction.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then on an object level, we have a profit object, we have balance object, we have RWA object, right? Right. So calculation, I mean, is taking numbers from the different objects for the table.
Aggregations you mean, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Aggregations is fine. Yes, we can confirm that for what filters should it be picked for aggregating. I agree. Okay. And profit and balance, we'll mostly keep it in one object.
Will be one object? Okay.
It will be like, PLBS transaction, something like that.
Okay. And will RWA and global core be separate objects?
Yes. Separate RWA, separate LPC, separate global core.
Yeah. All right. And then, okay, I think we're clear for these two. And then for LPC formula, this is, the last file in our data load tracker, which is the LPC playbook, data book. Yes. So inside there are formulas. Justin
Oh,
can correct me if I'm wrong. That's basically how to use the LPC files and LPC numbers. It's like a guidebook.
okay. So how to basically use them up for aggregation? Like what gets added to what in what filter?
I don't know if it's filter or it's for the table itself.
For the record itself. Okay.
Not
If-
for the record. It's for the P&L forecast table.
Yeah. So like, so you mean like which records to pick for showing in the table, something like that, correct? Or you mean
Yes.
to say there will be some complex formula involved over there?
I think there are formulas involved.
Okay. Okay, then yes, this is the one that is a black box. That worries me.
And yeah, my question is, I guess all of these calculations happen either in Tableau or in Apex level outside Tableau, correct?
Correct.
Outside Tableau and outside Salesforce, but I think we need to know the calculation first so that
Correct.
we know how complex it is and if Tableau can handle or if it's gonna happen outside Tableau.
Yeah. LPC I understand completely. We don't even know what is needed to be done. Okay.
Yeah, that's all. And then yeah, I think those are the three big ones.
Okay. So these three items, right, Val, are we supposed to get clarity this week, or I think it'll still go on until the next few weeks?
I think it will go on in the next few weeks. This week is the priority is sprint plan and user stories for sprint 1 and the
Right.
overall the data file conversation, especially for the three big files, consumer data, RWA, and loan and facility, to help with the architecture design. But drilling deeper into the calculation and the data files, I think that will be an ongoing conversation.
Right. Okay.
Which just needs to be finalized, well, ideally, before, before the sprint user stories get reviewed.
Finalized. Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm clear. Yeah. Thank you.
All right. I think that's all for me. And I guess for everybody, we are quite clear in terms of data, the workflow, right? Previously, we asked Priyanka to help us with everything data, but Misaki-san said now that so we categorize action items to 3, right? Anything that requires Hong Kong team or we already know the team directly, and Misaki-san said we should reach out to them, we will liaise directly with them, right? Anything that action item is with Misaki-san, like for example, current account, time deposit, loan and facility, we engage directly Misaki-san. And then outside, anything that we require some crunching or counting, then maybe we engage Priyanka because she is also like us. She's from IBM, right? And she's also new. So she also basically, she knows as much as us or less at this point because there's quite a lot also. Yep. So we take her almost like our team member. Yeah. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Good. Oh, so good. Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Dee.
Thanks all. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.